Okay, this song is called The Truth About Roosters. Have you ever heard the truth about roosters? There's little difference between them and us. They get cold feet and get flustered and lose their breath when they're falling in love, just like you. Peckings, loving glances, all telltale signs of roosters in love, each in their own separate cages, waving from the same side of opposite ways once again. But how these chains give us wings, I don't know. But it's something I'm learning to grow. And when faith is in love, love's still faith. It begins when you see that they feel and that their heart's for real. And all that is left reminds us of all that we had when spreading our wings, not for the sky, though for that which we saw inside when staring so far into each other. When something grows, something's forgotten and leaves outsiders wanting to know. What's all the cackling and all the laughing about roosters and people in love? I can't say. But how these chains give us wings, I don't know. But it's something I'm learning to grow. And when food is in love, love's still food. And it begins when you see that they feel and their hearts are for real. And all that is left reminds us of all that we had when spreading our wings, not for the sky, yet for that which we felt inside when staring so far into each other's eyes. Thank you. Thanks for listening.
I think that's the first love song I heard about a rooster.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Kevin Storm Show. Today you're listening to a specially pre-recorded episode while my mom and I are making a video in New York City at the 8th Annual Veggie Pride Parade that will be available later today, hopefully, on the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/The Kevin Storm Show. As you're listening to the show, we're standing in a triangle of 3 streets: Little 12th, Greenwich, and Gainsborough, with hopefully a lot of people standing around us gathering with signs for the groups they support and costumes of anything. Like, we've seen cows, pigs. We met John Sakars a couple years ago in a chicken costume, and people in pea pods, carrot costumes, anything that they felt like dressing up in. We're meeting a whole bunch of people from amazing groups from all over the place, because people do come from all over the country and all over the world to this event.
Do you remember when we rode on the train and there was these two girls? One was dressed as a giant tomato and the other one was dressed as something else.
One was dressed as an angry tomato. It was like a crazy one, and it was like pretending to like eat people.
Okay. Oh, yeah, no, that was somebody different.
We had that on our very first batch of business cards, like the very first design of business cards. We actually had a picture of me next to a killer tomato.
So every year we've been there. This is the 8th annual, and we've been to every one, and normally we walk with Doris Lynn
From,
New Jersey Vegan Families,
yes.
and she has a beautiful banner that she made herself, and hopefully she'll be there this year with that and her 2 daughters, and usually someone else comes with kids.
Usually. If we're on schedule, we will be walking with a group of hopefully a lot of people, with Pamela Rice and the rest of the speakers at the front of the parade holding the Veggie Pride Parade banner, while we weave through the streets on our way to Union Square Park, with about a mile of a walk, waiting for the people to appear out of their windows and on their balconies, looking at us like we're strange, and the people sitting at the sidewalk cafes with their cameras pointed at us like we're some weird breed, while somebody with a megaphone chants vegan slogans and animal rights slogans that we all sing along while we walk, waiting to get to the rally at Union Square Park, where there's going to be food samples and a stage, and they usually do a costume contest and have people go up there and speak. And it's overall a very good time at the end of a very long walk.
So the parade actually marches through the Old Meat District. There's a lot of sidewalk cafes. It's mostly businesses, with, of course, the residential apartments over top. And I have seen videos from the high-rise apartments on YouTube. They can be found, but they're not always labeled Veggie Pride Parade. You kind of just have to follow along as you're looking at videos to see what's next in the list. The website, veggieprideparade.org, has pictures and videos from previous years, and there are a lot of pictures of us. And usually I look for that lime green and black banner that we carry from New Jersey Vegan Families, and that's pretty easy to spot. And we get a couple of seconds, because there's always someone on the sidewalk with a camera or a video as everybody's marching by. Okay, so you think it's going to take about an hour?
I'd say it takes about an hour, just with the speed that we walk and the roads and all that.
That's been rough in the cold and
Very.
a few times in the rain.
We don't let anything stop us from going. We even had a flat tire, so I ended up last year doing my show on the side of the road in a car, my mom's friend's car.
Yeah.
But at least it was warm and dry.
Yeah, we're lucky we got the
standing out in the
tire
rain.
changed. Oh.
Okay. Talking about freedom, we gotta fight for the right to live in freedom. Freedom, talking about freedom, we gotta fight for the right to live in freedom. Let's set all the animals free.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Kevin Storm Show. Today I am in New York City at the Veggie Pride Parade, the 8th annual Veggie Pride Parade, and you're hearing a recording while we are doing another video in New York that will be posted on the YouTube channel. So what we're going to do for the show today is my mom is going to interview me. So she can fire her questions at me whenever she's ready.
Okay. How long have you been vegan?
I've been vegan since the 4th of July, 2012. So about 3 years coming up.
Coming up on 3 years. All right, so you have been to every Veggie Pride parade
Since
for
it
the
started.
last 8 years. This is the 8th year, and it's pretty much the same route that it's always been. And the rally is in Union Square Park. It's always been there. I just found out, I think it's the North Pavilion. It's in front of.
Oh,
Because the other end is like a dog park or something.
I think so.
Okay, so tell me about some of the things you've experienced at the parade in the last 8 years.
Well, we've met Dave Warwick, John Sakars. We've gone to all of the events with New Jersey Vegan Families, with Doris Lynn and her 2 kids, and at least one other member, and I can't remember her name.
Oh, we've had lots of other people come. Stu
I know, but I'm trying to
Shafis
think
has
of the
been there,
regulars.
and his son, and oh my goodness, it's hard to remember. Like, yeah, every year somebody shows up with their kids and a friend and carries the banner. It says New Jersey Vegan Families.
Yep.
Right, which is a Yahoo group. You can find that on Yahoo, NJ Vegan Families. And, okay, who else do you usually see there? I remember seeing an giant 8-foot colon made out of tissue paper and wire full of
I don't remember that.
doo-doo. It was interesting. If you look at the videos, what's the website for the parade?
VeggiePrideParade.org.
Okay, and if you go there, there's lots of photos that some of them we're in. There's videos, some of them we're in, and we're easy to find because the banner is like a bright green with black trim. It sticks out. When you see it once, you'll know it. And we used to try to have matching shirts. That wasn't very
We tried.
successful. Yeah, some people just... But we end up changing shirts there because some people give away shirts when we're there. That was the...
Like we'll be doing this year.
Yes, we'll have shirts for who?
No to Dog Meat and
KoreanDogs.org.
KoreanDogs.org.
And there's some Dolphin Project shirts.
Right. And the
And
Dolphin Project key fobs. I don't know if we have the shirt.
yes, there's a couple of shirts.
Okay.
And what
And?
else? There's other key fobs
Right. We have the Dolphin Foam key
Korean
fobs. We
Dogs
have
key
Korean
fobs.
Dogs key fobs.
and
We have
frisbees.
cups also. And
There's like
frisbees.
100 frisbees. They're red, right? And they have KoreanDogs.org on them.
Yes.
And the logo
Yes.
of 2 little doggies in
Cage.
a cage. Not a nice picture, but it's just a sketch of like just a white drawing. Anyway, so we're gonna have a table and lots of
I don't think it's
literature.
in white. I think the font on it is black.
Okay, we have boxes of literature of all different kinds. I think we even have veggie starter kits.
Do we?
Yes. And what else are we gonna do while we're sitting there?
Probably eat food.
And
Collect donations. For
and
the show
ask
to help
people
keep us
how can
on
they
the air.
donate.
Well, if you'd like one of the cups, one of the frisbees, FIPA packet with the shirt and
We're
pamphlets
just
inside.
asking kindly
gonna
if you
just
would
ask-
please make a donation.
Without you, this would not be possible.
Do that. Yeah, if you've made a donation to my show of $10 or more and you have not received a sticker yet, just let us know. If you're on Facebook, send your address through that, or if you're not, then send it through the Gmail, which is the Kevin Storm Show at Gmail, and we'll make sure to try and get your bumper sticker as soon as possible.
Very cool.
Okay, if people want to donate to the show, how can they do that?
They can go to the GoFundMe if they'd like a prize in return of donating, or they can go to the Indiegogo Life website and donate there to both go directly to keeping us on the air.
You still have a PayPal. You can use that, which also goes directly to the Airtime account
Right, and the PayPal is the Kevin Storm Show
at gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
Right. And there's no fee with the PayPal. The GoFundMe has fees.
It's about,
It's a bit.
wait, it's,
I don't even remember. For a $50 donation,
that subtracts $5.
we would get $4,
We get
$45.70 something. Okay.
Sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
I think it was 45.
No, it's
I
like
think it
4
takes exactly.
Doesn't matter.
whatever.
Okay, so if they are at the parade, do you have the little card swiper thingy for the PayPal?
I do. We do have one. Or two, technically.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that works for regular credit cards. It probably
sure.
does. I'm not sure how it works. Someone can show us how that works. And
Yes, because at Green Medley they had one and it worked for just about any.
Yes, and also you can send something directly through PayPal from your own mobile, and you would get it on your mobile. You would see it.
Right, I would get a text
A
message,
receipt.
which would be like a receipt.
Okay. Or you can mail a check to the radio station. Do you know the address? Connoisseur Media, or just the Kevin Storm Show at what? 619 or 916?
619 Alexander Road.
916? 619.
619
619 Alexander Road, Princeton, New Jersey. 08540. I think that's what it is.
I don't remember zip codes.
Okay. So why are people not hearing the K-Team today?
You're not hearing the K-Team today because we're live. Well, technically not live, but we're in New York right now recording another video. So we wouldn't be able to call in.
What are you going to record in New York?
In New York, we're recording on a video of the whole length of the parade to go up on some of the parade and the rally to go up onto the YouTube channel just to see what really is being seen there.
Okay, and as far as the YouTube channel and all your fundraisers, where can people find all of these links all in one location?
The main website will have links in the form of pictures.
What's the website?
The website, which I was going to say when I was done explaining, Mother, you can find the Indiegogo, the Instagram, Facebook, all of that, Twitter, all of that good stuff on the website, which is thekevinstormshow.com.
Okay, thekevinstormshow.com.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool, and it looks like a great page, and the mobile app works really well. I think
Give yourself some credit there.
Yes, we have checked all the links from the website, and everything seems to be functioning properly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What other activities and events have you been to in New York?
Let's see. Protests upon protests.
Yeah, circus and all that kind of stuff.
It's really hard to remember because we go to a lot.
You have an interview.
Film shows, film
Screenings.
Screenings at Blue Stockings
Cafe, bookstore.
and bookstore.
Yes.
And bookstore.
And had a really good meal next door at TN Gardens.
Yeah.
Do you remember doing an interview with Dana R. from Sea Shepherd? She's a Sea Shepherd volunteer.
I remember doing it, but I can't remember anything like as far as information wise.
Maybe you should watch your shows.
Probably should.
I remember it was at Coney Island Boardwalk. Coney Island Boardwalk.
Shepherd Beach Cleanup.
Yes, it was a beach cleanup. And there was quite a few people there. There's some great pictures and a video show on your YouTube. Yep. And let's see. There was a few other people there with us. Chris, your dad, there was a couple other people. But anyway, okay, what else have you been to New York for? Let's see, the parade every year, Blue Stockings. Didn't you interview a model?
Yeah, we interviewed straight-edge vegan model Danny Brie.
Very cool. And that was in person. We had a bakery of some sort. We had sandwiches. Clementines, yes.
Oh, wow. I actually remember.
I don't remember the address.
I don't either.
But it was a really nice spot. And you're going to be seeing her at the parade. Hopefully, she's going to come and babysit you. You like that?
Huh. Well,
you also did a show at a bakery with a model.
Clementine Bakery with straight-edge vegan model Danny Brie.
That was really cool. It was cold out and a little windy.
Very windy.
But that show was recorded in video, and that's on your YouTube channel. And you're going to get to see her again because she's going to be there to babysit you.
Yep.
That's not nice, is it?
No.
Okay. She's going to escort you from the Union Square Park to the beginning of the parade, hopefully. While I mind the table with all the stuff to make sure it doesn't walk away by itself. Okay.
That'd actually be pretty impressive.
What did you do last year at the parade?
Last year at the parade, we actually didn't make it to the parade itself. We made it to the rally, but we had a flat tire on the way, and we probably spent a good hour and a half on the side of the road waiting
on the turnpike.
On the side of the turnpike, waiting for a friend of my mom's to come and fix our tire. So we made it to the costume contest just in time to see who was winning, And we got up on stage, and I was dressed as a monkey, and my mom was a vivisector. And
You had some cool signs.
yeah, but we didn't win because my costume wasn't homemade.
Right. But that's okay. So, if anyone wants to enter the costume, the rules
Contest.
are it has to be, the costume contest. It has to be homemade. It needs to show some uniqueness, and Pamela has to like it because she will probably have really nice gift certificates for local businesses.
Yep.
Okay, how do you feel about the possibility that this could be ending? Your show could be coming to an end, potentially. If we aren't able to raise enough funds or find sponsors or even get advertising, then we cannot continue the show.
Well, it was a fun and busy and stressful 2 years.
Yeah, stressful, a lot of work.
Definitely.
So what do you think you'll want to do with all that time?
Sleep in on Sundays.
That sounds like fun, but I'm sure I'll be able to fill that space.
Probably.
So you'll be able to go to events. Will you still want to interview people in some other fashion?
Maybe like a podcast on the YouTube channel?
Would you want to do that?
I don't know. I mean, if we're stopping the show, then we're stopping the show.
Yeah, I don't know how much fun a podcast really would be.
It wouldn't be much.
What about just videos for your YouTube channel?
We could do videos at the events.
Okay, that'd be cool, of meeting people. And I know you like to meet different people, activists, vegans.
Yeah,
all
it's
kinds of
always
people.
fun.
Yes, definitely. I would say that's the best part, right? And we'd have time to do some trips, like go different
Definitely.
places.
Like South Carolina, which we keep meaning to go to.
Yes, to Baron-Zweig Bird Sanctuary, and you can look them up on
Facebook.
several different medias. Yes, Baron-Zweig Birds. You remember how to spell it?
No.
B-E-R-E...
ZWIEG?
No.
I think.
B-E-R-E-N-Z-W-E-I-G.
I had my...
That's
I
close,
might be
right?
messed up.
You did several shows with them. You interviewed Marilyn early in the show. And then you did
3 shows.
twice.
Down in South Carolina.
You
did
interviewed
once in the
Michael
woods.
here. Twice
Then
in
we
the
did
woods.
4 with them.
Yes.
One with Marilyn, 1 with Michael, and then 2 down in South Carolina with both of them.
And Stephen Brigham. Shout out to Stephen Brigham. He is now where? Portland?
Portland, Oregon.
Okay. That's a shame he's not going to be at the parade. And Dave
Yeah.
Warwick is probably still in California.
Probably.
It would be great to have him there.
That'd be really awesome. How long has it been since we've seen him?
A little while, but he does occasionally post on Facebook
That's true.
and post pictures. He's been performing music, playing guitar, and I believe he's still selling his artwork. And he performs in like this little tiny club. I don't even know the name of it off the top of my head, but you're yawning. Can you tell me what are some of the people who have influenced you in your life being vegan?
You, obviously. Because if you weren't vegan when I was born, I might not be now. Because you're basically who educated me in the first place. Let's see, who else? Really don't know. It more or less started with you.
Well, everybody. I mean, obviously Dave in the beginning.
Right, everybody else that's vegan.
He was a big influence. He's a great teacher. He's an art teacher. Well, he was an art teacher. And Doris Lynn and her friends and Marianne Bessie.
Definitely.
You've done 2 or 3
Numerous
shows
shows.
with her. Yeah,
At least
probably
3.
3. Yeah.
Camille Marino.
Yes, absolutely. And there is a post on your wall, but we need to move it around a little bit. There's addresses. Gary Urofsky, there has a page called The Real Gary Urofsky. He personally responds on that page, and he has a post on there with addresses to write to Camille and someone else. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's another activist, political prisoner / okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And are you going to write to Camille?
Yes, you and I are going to go and write a letter together and send it to her.
That's a really good idea. I'm sure it would be nice. I know she's getting mail, and I'm sure she'd love to hear from us. Okay. 2, 3.
Thank you so much for listening to the first half of the show. And the second half of the show is going to be a repeat of last week's interview with Pamela Rice, the creator and organizer of the New York City Veggie Pride Parade.
Which is basically our highlight of the year.
One of them.
You will be attending something in D.C. You want to mention that? Quickly?
That is the DC Veg Fest?
No, we're going to go to that too.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll be there
the
too.
Animal Rights Conference 2015 in Washington, D.C.
Yes, I have no idea who's going to be there yet because I haven't really looked at the page very well. It is arconference.org. Is it? .org?
It's either
AR
org or
Conference.
net. Or not net, com.
Dot
Either
something.
org or com.
Okay, but in the meantime, if you could look at negotiationisOver.net and universityofflorida.us, which is the page for 11th Hour for Animals, and koreandogs.org, and let's see, anybody else we want to thank or shout out? Shout out to Bogus.
Yeah.
He's in Poland.
Yep.
You have a lot of new friends, and you have reached 1,914
last time we checked.
likes on the Kevin Storm Show Facebook page.
Yep.
And that is incredible, mind-blowing that you have reached that point. That it would be really nice to see 2,000 come soon. And you're going to have a birthday soon, coming up in a few weeks.
About a month.
Yes, Earth Day, April 22nd.
Yep.
And
Turning 14.
we're going to try to do a special music show.
Hopefully.
You have a couple of bands lined up, so if the show continues through April, we're going to do some live music in the studio.
Which should be fun.
Okay, any closing remarks?
Thanks for listening.
And thank you, Dean, for all your help. All right, very cool.
I'd like to quickly wish my friend John a very happy birthday, which today, Sunday,
It will have
March
been yesterday.
29th, his birthday will be today.
No, it'll be yesterday.
Oh,
28th?
his birthday is the 29th.
Oh, so we're in New York on your birthday.
Yep.
Are you going to go?
I cannot because I have plans because.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a great birthday.
All right.
And thank you for being on the show many times and doing this recording.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Welcome back to the Kevin Storm Show's second half. And while we wait for Pamela to call in, we're just going to talk a little bit about the Veggie Pride Parade, because I've been going for basically since it started, and I don't think we've missed one, because it's only been going for about 8. This is going to be their 8th annual parade. And it's a very fun event. You can meet a lot of good people. There's usually food there. They have a costume contest, which we actually competed in last year, and that was pretty fun. I dressed up as a monkey, and my mom was a vivisector, so that was pretty cool. And this year we will have a vendor table with T-shirts and other things, and we'll be taking donations that will be going straight to paying for the airtime to keep me on the air. To learn more about what we're going to be passing out, you can visit koreandogs.org. But we're basically just going to talk a little bit about the parade. It starts at... I can't remember what street it starts on, but it goes to Union Square Park, and it's about, I think, 2 miles maybe. And they have a very colorful website, and it's pretty easy to navigate. There's videos you can check out from past. Okay, there's maps and routes so you don't get lost. You can volunteer to help. It tells them why you march, which I will read in a second. It starts on Little West 12th Street and Gansevoort Street corner, a little triangle between and Greenwich Street. So it's a little triangle off the side of the road there, and it's pretty. Yeah, I think it's about 2 miles. A very fun parade. It's been very cold the last couple of times that we went, and once it was raining, but we get a lot of supporters, and we've got the roads blocked just because of how big it is, and there's usually a couple hundred people that show up, and people are like sitting out on their balconies, like watching the whole parade go by, and people dress up in costumes. There's usually a pea pod, a carrot, people with very colorful shirts. Somebody last year dressed up with like a really big fruit basket, and she's a friend of ours, but I can't remember her name. Quincy. And she, I believe she won the costume contest last year. There's probably about 1,000 people at them sometimes. But the YouTube channel will have a video of interviews at the parade rally at Union Square Park. And it's overall a really fun event, and the reason they do it is it says why we march. Vegans and vegetarians have good reason to choose their meatless lifestyle. Following is an extensive, though far from exhaustive, list of arguments. Suffice to say, if you read and or view everything on this list, you will be convinced that being veg is the only way to live ethically and in good health. And there's a whole bunch of links and pictures and all that. Vegan Short, Meet Your Meat, a whole bunch of assistance for people that are interested in going vegan but just haven't made that last push to go completely 100% vegan. And we will be uploading videos to our YouTube channel, talking to all the speakers that are going to be there. Hopefully, Robin Quivers of the Howard Stern Show is going to be there. So that would be really cool because we've met her once before at the DC Veg Fest about a year ago, I believe. And that was really cool. And we got to talk to her. And it was really fun because my mom and I are big fans of the Howard Stern Show. And this year, we will be going there once again, but we won't be competing in the costume contest this year. But the table we will have a whole bunch of Korean dogs and No It's a Dog Meat, T-shirts, Frisbees, all that. And we'll be collecting donations to go straight to the show. And for any of you wonderful people out there that want to support the show, you can visit my Indiegogo Life fundraiser, which there is a link to under the... on the main website, which is thekevinstormshow.com. But I believe we have Pamela on the line. So hi, Pamela. How are you?
Hi, Kevin. Wonderful to speak with you. How are you doing?
I'm actually really good. I didn't feel very well this morning, but it's turning out pretty well.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I find
better now.
Being a vegan, you fight off these silly little colds like overnight.
Yeah. I haven't
but
really.
My friend, the meat eater friends I have, it takes 2-3 days a week.
Yeah, ever since I went vegan almost 3 years ago, I believe, I haven't really gotten sick as much, and I've noticed that I definitely fight them off a lot quicker.
There is no question. I mean, I used to get the most horrendous, as a meat eater 25 years ago, I used to get the most horrendous colds. They would just be just awful, and it just doesn't happen anymore. Never.
Okay, so off the topic of being sick, because I don't really want to think about that, because I might jinx myself. Let's get on to the topic of the parade. So who's going to be speaking at the rally?
Well, we're going to have a couple of rap artists. We're going to have Karen Davis, Yetta Curlin, Lee Hall, Adita Bernkrant from Friends of Animals, Dr. Natural, Ann Dinshaw, Freya Dinshaw, Bob DiBenedetto, Charles Patterson. So I should probably tell people who these, give some information. Mary Finelli from Fishfield, Freya and Ann Dinshaw from American Vegan Society. They're pillars in the
They're
vegan
wonderful
community.
people.
Yeah, they've been around since literally like 1960 or so, doing their thing. God bless them. Charles Patterson, author of Eternal Triblinka, Our Treatment of Animals in the Holocaust. Karen Hartglass, former head of EarthSave. She's now with Responsible Eating and Living, and she's a powerhouse. Dr. Natural, he's awesome.
Oh, you mentioned Yetta Kurland. I don't believe I've ever heard that name before. Can you tell us a little bit about who that is?
She's really kind of not in our community. She's more, she ran for city council person up against, was it Quinn? Boy, help me out here. She's in community organizing. She's basically a civil rights attorney. I describe her in the program guide as an activist who's been empowering the little guy for over 25 years here in New York City, and she's started a law firm that helps the LGBTQ community. But she's a vegan, and she actually, I think she was at the first Veggie Pride Parade or second, and so she's in and out. A lot of people like that come and go. But then there's people like Karen Davis, who has been at every single Veggie Pride Parade, and she flies in.
Oh, wow.
It's not like she comes from uptown or Jersey or someplace. She comes all the way from Virginia.
So Karen Davis does music covers, and right? I believe so. I have the name right?
No. She's United Poultry Concern.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of somebody else.
She's a pillar. She's a pillar in the vegan community, no question. She essentially put chickens on the radar screen for vegans. That's what she did, which is like a mouthful. That's no small task. The vegetarian community was sort of talking about cows and pigs maybe, but nobody much, and years and years ago when Karen Davis was thinking about starting her nonprofit organization, which has come in great success. She's done many conferences, many campaigns, many successful campaigns. She's extremely inspirational to watch. But when people asked her way back when, or advised her, let's say.
Okay. So, are there going to be any live music performances there?
No live music this year. So sorry. There's always impromptu stuff.
Yeah, because I know last year at the when we were doing the costume contest, somebody wanted to sing a song, and he was dressed up as a bunny.
I loved it. That was just out of this world. That was quite a nice little rendition. Actually, we are going to have at least 3 performances that are a cappella, more or less, rap sort of thing with Nancy Kogel. The Supermarket Fairy, Sally Graves, she's always performing in her costume and turning people on to the vegan way of life. In all kind of venues, particularly in elementary schools and that kind of thing. Old people's homes, wherever she goes, anywhere. She should just hang out on the street. And then we've got somebody coming in from Washington D.C. Her name is Kathleen Kinsolving, and she's a rap artist.
Mm-hmm.
And good. You can. I think at the webpage I linked to a YouTube video of her doing an awesome rendition. Let me just quickly, if I don't mind, just finish that thing about Karen Davis. That
go ahead.
Very, very early on, people advised her, and they said, don't start a group that protects chickens because nobody cares about chickens.
Oh, I
and
care
nobody
about
did
chickens.
care
I love
about
chickens.
Nobody cared about chickens 25 years ago, but guess who made people care about chickens? Karen Davis. So that. She's a pillar, just like Freya Dinshaw from American Vegan Society.
I've probably adopted about 4 different chickens. I had 2 hens at one point, and then we had a rooster, and then we had another hen.
Interesting. So
They're
you
actually
got to
very
know them
nice,
as
and they
friends.
all got along with the cats.
Oh, awesome! How nice.
Especially the rooster. He was really nice to this big 20-pound tabby cat that we have. He used to sit on top of his head.
Well, see, those experiences are really wonderful. You know, you know, pretty soon you can't eat them anymore. You know, when you get to know these wonderful creatures
So
on their own terms.
what vendors are going to be coming with food?
Okay. Well, we'll have a V-Spot, and we're going to have Organic Avenue, giving away free samples. We're going to have the Love Kitchen, and we're going to have Raw Revolution energy bars. We've asked others. You see, what's going on here is FYI, because we're in a public park. Oh, we're also going to have, what is it called, the snail?
Cinnamon
the food
snail?
truck. What?
The cinnamon snail?
Cinnamon snail, thank you.
Oh, they're coming?
They'll be out there.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, I love cinnamon snail.
They are going to be there, all right? But of course, they're going to be on the street, and you'll be paying for them. The rest is free. You see, we're in a public park, and so I think a lot of people assume that we're going to be a big kind of food fest, like the food festival that just took place last week. But we're very different. Where they're completely commercial, we're completely non-commercial.
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference? So no one's allowed to sell anything outside of, if you have a book, you can sell it. That's it. Boom. After that, if you want to sell jewelry, if you want to even sell a magazine, you can't sell it. Everything is you give away. We're in the park. This is a non-commercial First Amendment event. That's what it's called. So if you want to go back to your U.S. Constitution, you read I think it's the First Amendment. Yes, the First Amendment, that everybody is allowed to assemble in America. I mean, so far, I mean, they're trying to take away our rights. We know that, right? But there's still a tradition. In fact, I think the First Amendment is dead in America, but it's kind of still a tradition in New York City. So they allow us to go out, open outcry, and express ourselves from our heart, from deep in our heart and our soul and our minds, and express ideas. That's what it's about. It's about expressing the idea, the goal, the virtue of being vegan. And we're also, the other thing is we're going to try and put on a show, more or less, to meat eaters who come upon us possibly without knowing about us being there before. You know, people are walking through the park all the time. So lots and lots of meat eaters. We're going to make a big point of engaging them, making sure they get a copy of the program guide, so they know what we're about. And then they can look around, look to their left, look to their right, and say, wow, those vegans have a culture. And say, this is interesting. And something may catch their eye, and they'll hang out, and they'll see this, they'll say that, and say, wow, these people got it together, you know, and I want to be part of it. Mm-hmm. That's what we want to do. We want to make a big splash for the meat eaters out there. We want to say we have culture, we have a whole body of literature. We have food, obviously awesome food, and we have a point of view that's not getting out there. And so, by the way, I want to say one thing, that you, Kevin Storm, you're the voice of the future, and I know many people probably told you that before. I mean, the mainstream media is a dinosaur. It's going away, thank God, because they don't come out. They came out our first year. You may not have been there in 2008.
I think I was there. I wouldn't really be able to tell you what I saw there because I probably wouldn't remember, but I'm pretty sure I went.
I think you were too young, right?
2008, I would have been 7.
But anyway, so interestingly, the mainstream media really came out. They all came out because the mainstream media, they all do everything in tandem. They do everything. Ever notice they all cover an event or they all don't cover an event?
Right.
So there's something going on there. That's to be questioned and challenged. But so they came out the first year. CNN, New York Times, they covered us. All the local newspapers and radio. Okay. So they took one look at us. They maybe took one look at our signs, and they say, wow, these people are serious about this issue, and they didn't like what they saw because it challenged them because they're all meat eaters.
Right, it went against the norm.
So they never came back. We have invited them, I send out the press releases, and they avoid us and ignore us like the plague. So that is the life of being a vegan. Unfortunately, a lot of people go back to eating meat because they're cut off from the rest of their colleagues, their friends, their family, and that's I almost can commiserate,
So my mom told me that she saw somewhere that Robin Quivers might be speaking.
I invited her, but she didn't even reply. So.
Oh, well, it'd be really cool to see her there, because we met her in the D.C. Veg Fest about a year back.
How cool! I couldn't get through. I have certain skills and I have certain gifts, but I cannot get through. I mean, Priscilla Farrell, she was, for 2 years now, she said she was going to speak, and then at the last minute she declined. So that is a big problem with celebrities and with big name people. So, you know what? They really don't, sometimes they don't respect, what we're about. We have the highest ideal. We are putting forth the very highest of the highest ideals. This is what, the great religions, the greatest of the greatest religions, they tell their congregants to go vegan, go stop eating animals. It's the highest moral ground you can get on, and it's just too high for a lot of people. And another thing is, I got into this quote-unquote business about 25 years ago. 1990, I became a vegan. And, I went to a conference, North American Vegetarian Society Summerfest, and I got exposed to these most amazing information, and I was just plain friggin' ignorant, I just didn't know. I didn't know about anything, farming, the conditions of animals, the health effects, the environmental devastation, goes on and on and on. And so I became a vegan, instantaneously. I mean, but what else can I do? I can't go around with this knowledge in my head and not be a vegan. Period. No, case closed. And I did the 101 Reasons and all of that. If folks want to go to vivaveggie.org. And go to see 101 Reasons Why I'm a Vegetarian, Pamela Rice. If they want to, do a search on that, they can see my 101 Reasons. So I thought by now, 25 years later, that we would have a whole lot more vegans. Now we do, and
I believe it's about 16 or 17% of the U.S. population at this point. I might have that number wrong, but I know it's around 16%.
Well, we need to politicize, and we're not real good at that. And I will vouch for that. I have a real tough time. It's, getting vegans to all get together and, in a clenched fist here, not just, sands to the winds. To get vegans to politicize and coalesce into a constituency to ask for things from the rest of the world, more or less. It's like herding cats. Although maybe you're good at that, Kevin. Are you good at herding cats?
I don't know if I'm good at herding them, but if I'm persistent enough, I can catch one.
So it is a challenge for me, and I on the Facebook page I ask for individuals to do simple things, to be volunteers. We get a lot of volunteer help, no question, but sometimes it's a little bit challenging. I mean, I ask people, can you just pick up a few menus from such and such place, and it's I don't know. I think we also have to get away from this consumer idea about everything. Everything is feed your face, and buy this, buy that, and being a good, happy consumer. We have to be talking more toward, This Veggie Pride Parade is a place where we can all let down and be our idealistic selves. Take that high moral ground and just run with it, and say we're more than just consumers. We're more than just life is more than just bread alone, or whatever that platitude is. But this is where this is where we're going to all get quote unquote religion.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual thing. I mean, and I'm not. I was never raised very religious or anything, but it is sometimes I look at the photographs and the videos and see all the spirit. That's another thing we're going to show out there, friggin' spirit, and we're going to make a lot of noise and we're going to chant and this is a place to express what's coming from our hearts. And what could be better? You tell me.
How many people
would you tell me what could be better?
So how many people do you estimate are going to be there expressing themselves?
It's all about the weather. Last year we had terrible weather, and a lot of people hung in there. God bless them. I mean, it was really quite
I wasn't going to
inspiring.
miss it.
But so far the weather sounds like it's going to be great, and when we have great weather, we have filled that whole plaza. We have photographs of the entire plaza. Right after the parade, everybody comes in. The plaza is friggin' filled. I mean, how many people is that? You got, we could, with good weather, we could have 3,000 people or more.
Okay. Well, one more quick question before we end the show. Did you ever think that when you started the parade this is the 8th annual run, right?
You bet.
Did you ever think 8 years ago that when you decided to host this first parade, did you ever think it was going to become such a popular event and attract so many people from all over the U.S.?
Absolutely not. I had been doing a lot of little mini demos for years already. By 2008, I started doing this, like I say, in 1991. And I could never attract more than maybe 8 or 9 people to do any friggin' thing. And we get up there. The parade has about 800, and weather really, unfortunately, a lot of people stay home when the weather's bad. But it's a double-edged sword. You get two. You can have a conference indoors and avoid bad weather, right? But you're not showing yourself off to the rest of the world, the media world. So we've chosen this path to be outdoors and risk bad weather, and be visible. We have to. One last phrase, and I'll let you go. That vegans need to be visible, and we have to make our diet viable to the rest of the world, because the mainstream media is making us invisible and not viable. So we have to correct that big time. We have work to do. We've got a lot of work to do. But you know what? One more thing. I'm going to be posting the PDF of the program guide very soon. It's really coming into its own here. You would not believe all the new young energy coming in, including you, Kevin. You're going to have a table, right?
Yes, we will. And we will be giving out T-shirts and Frisbees, cups, all that from my sponsor and friend, Bob Heisler, who's down in Florida supporting the No to Dog meet and the dolphin meet and all that. And we'll be passing out T-shirts and all of that, supporting his groups.
That is just tremendous. No stickers. This park department won't allow stickers.
I don't think we have stickers. We're sticker free, but we do have foam dolphin key fobs to give out and all that. So a lot of cool things. And when we're at our table, I'll be with my friend Danny Vree, who's a former guest and a straight edge vegan model, as well as my mom, Vegan Trucker Sue, at an info table.
I want to join.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Hey, you can come and visit the table and check out some of the stuff that we're handing out.
No question.
But thank you so much for going on to the show and letting us do a table.
Letting you, I'm ecstatic you're going to be there. We need the young blood, baby. We need the young blood, and you are the face of the future. God bless. Okay.
Well, thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you next week.
You as well. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Throwback to the people.
Well, thank you so much, everybody who tuned in and listened to the show. And tune in next week to hear what me and my mom managed to come up with while we're at the parade.
Chains and made a run before my mind began to expand into the sun. I used to feed the fire of mental death, eating flesh, savage beasts that had it coming from the get, dirty like the blade that made him bleed at full speed. The butcher with guilt, he severed the pig's feet, and in the stomach, parasite and worm infested. I appreciate flavor, but I learned taste ain't everything. Life is everything. The body deserves a promise, swear not to absorb impurities like byproducts or animals freshly killed. How can a savage man build? I talk a good talk.